Alright guys, a new day of video gaming is here. Do you watch all World Cup? www.usually? I will watch a lot of games. Will I watch every single game? No. Like for instance, tomorrow we have Maestros of the game again. And it's obviously going to be an important day, so I want to be here tomorrow. I want to have some energy, then I don't stay up till 4 a.m. Well, technically 6 a.m. to watch South Korea versus the Czech Republic. But maybe I'll take like a little nappy tonight after the first game and then I'll wake up. But I will probably watch like approximately 90% plus of the games. Let's do it.
Let's get it on.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we go. The runner-up of the Maestros of the game last year. He is back and he wants all of it. Representing BASILISK, spawning in the top right side of White Rabbit. It's our Finnish phenom. Aiming for science victories left, right and center. It is Serral. Bottom left side already opening things up in a bit of a spicy manner as he went for a pretty early pull. It was not a 12 pull, but it was obviously quite early. I missed it because I'm still just waking up after my little afternoon nap. It happens, guys, when you're old. This is Rogue. Was it 14-ish, give or take? Is that what it was? 15? Okay. So a 15 pull into the expand. Interesting. That seems like it would be very good if you would expect Serral to 12 pull. But Serral is not much of a 12 puller in this matchup. Like out of the two Basilisk Zergs, it's a little bit more likely that Reynor would go for a 12 pull than Serral. So I'm a tiny bit surprised. Goat versus Goat. That's one way to look at it. I think Rogue is definitely one of the most decorated players of all time. One of the most accomplished players of all time. But I personally don't have him like at number 1 or number 2. But he's obviously up there. He's an absolute legend and it's always fun to cast him. I don't do it, Mr. WoW. Nick, I won't do them. I did them last year. I am not doing it this time around. Let's see how Serral is going to deal with these early circlings by Rogue. Probably a little bit confused, right, about all of this. But he does have an Overlord on the other side of the map, so Serral knows when the hatchery was taken. Now it's all about just keeping things nice and tidy. But we are actually messing up the defense a tiny bit. Rogue already finding 2 drones here early on into game 1. It should stay at 2. I think with the Queen and the extra link, Serral should be fine defensively. Now Rogue is actually in danger of maybe losing his Zerglings. I don't think they can casually get out against the double Queen. Wanted to finish off that one low HP drone, but it does not get it. Now Serral's Zergling speed is halfway done. Meanwhile, Rogue just now starting Zergling speed. And game 1 is on US West, by the way, guys. You can see that in the... No, never mind. It's on Central. I'm a liar! Exposed! Fraud! Sorry guys, game 1 is on Central, so Serral's actually the one who won the coin toss. And he is the one with the ping advantage. Serral will have ping advantage in game 1, 3 and 5 if we get there. Rogue will have the ping advantage in game 2 and 4. Serral's making a lot of links now. Rogue has an Evo Chamber and a Roach Warren coming up in the natural triple Queen Wolof. But Serral with 26 Zerglings. Is that enough to potentially get in? Rogue has an 11 worker lead, guys. Serral obviously needs to get something done here. The man has made a lot of Zerglings. Here we go. Rogue was the first one with a couple of slow Zerglings on the other side of the map. Here is Serral with over 20 Zerglings with Zergling speed. Lots of surface area on the Roach Warren. There is a lot of surface area on the Roach Warren. And obviously this Evo is going to be very low on HP. This Queen is going to be somewhat exposed. Oh, that's cute, by the way. I love that. That's actually very well done by Rogue, but the problem is he lost his Roach Warren. So Serral could theoretically go for the Roach Warren again. Rogue now has 20 Zerglings on the way as well, so he might be okay. Serral's joining up behind this. Not a unsuccessful little poke, I would say, with the Zerglings. Serral's wondering, can we go for it one more time? One Queen is actually quite low on HP. Rogue is going to end up losing that Queen, but now he's going to show his own Zerglings. Gets the surround. That means that all of Serral, his Zerglings are committed, and now it's up to Rogue to counterattack immediately. And don't forget, Serral is not a 2-base Zerg. Serral is a 3-base Zerg. That was actually very, very well done by Rogue. Now Serral's going to have to go for a similar defense. Rogue has 2 choices. 1, go for the natural. 2, go for the guaranteed damage of killing the 3rd and then just disengaging. Seems like he's going to go for the guaranteed damage, and he's going to pick off the third base of Serral, who's got a much later lair, guys. Meanwhile, Roke's lair already done. Spire on the way. Serral in trouble here in game 1. Roke actually taking a decent fight here with all of his Zerglings too. He's going to get at least one of the queens of Serral. Is still winning the Link skirmish. Oh my goodness, Serral's in so much trouble. Second queen goes down, and queen number 3 will fall as well. And that means a kill and a cancel on the third. A tech advantage. Yeah, Roke is flying here in game 1. Roke is absolutely flying. Serral losing all those Zerglings after basically getting invited in, thinking there was an opportunity to jump on those screens. Is gonna be very costly. Yeah, it was beautiful by Roke. I mean, obviously, on this channel we are rooting for BASILISK members, but we'll always appreciate good plays. And that was an amazing play by Roke. Can't put it in any other way. Maybe if Serral, like after he killed the Roach One the first time, he would have immediately looked for another cancel on the Roach One, and then he would have disengaged, was fine. Roke did obviously already very early on fire up +1 melee. But if you're Serral at that point, that looks a whole lot more like +1 missile attacks, right? Like, why would that be +1 melee Zerglings? Obviously, Serral didn't expect it. And Roke couldn't have played it out any better. So Serral's just playing with his foot. I'm not worried for Serral in the entire series. Serral, who does have double evo right now, but in this game, I am very worried for Serral's chances. Maybe a couple of Zerglings in the main base can get something done. The problem is that Serral's going to lose all map control and all map presence because the Mudas of Roke are already out. Few Zerglings. Tiny link drop, guys, in the corner of the main base. It is cute that these plays are even making it into high level EVZ. It's not like Roke can never deal with this because Roke has the Spire. Sorry. It's still a hay fever season over here, so I am going to sneeze a little bit. Serral has a severe lack of anti-air. 3 queens is simply not enough. Let's not forget that Serral lost all of the queens earlier, and the floodgates are wide open. That is so many Zerglings with +1 melee. Way before Serral, his Zerglings are going to get any upgrades from these evolution chambers. I think this one is 100% categorically done and dusted, as they would say in the 90-day fiancé before the 90 days. I'm a big fan. Entering season 6. GG. Roke 1, Serral 0. Bit of a surprising, spicy start to our second day of the playoffs here of the Maestros of the game. It looked good for Serral, I think, at first. When he was droning up as well, and he got a cancel on the Roach One. It all looked fine, but yeah, got surprised when he went for round 2 a little bit later. Did got the queen. He's like, oh, this is cool. And suddenly, ta-da! Surprise. A Roke shows up with like 30 Zerglings. Traps every single Ling. Obviously, that's always going to be a really good fight with defensive reinforcements, with queens, and yeah, with overwhelming Ling numbers. There's not much that Serral can do there. And then I also loved how decisive Roke was immediately by going for the guaranteed damage. Then he gets the hatchery, and he still gets the queens, and he gets the Lings. I love Bully. Thank you for the 63 months. Did you watch it? I know you have a busy time. You were streaming, and I know you have to go to New York, as you said. So I will forgive you if you're watching tonight. It's a good one. It's a classic, mate. I love it. I love it so much. I may even watch it tonight. I may even watch it tonight. The people have no idea what we're talking about. Our movie Scarface. 1983, I believe, last time I looked it up. I had no idea it was that old. I knew it was old, but I kind of thought it was like 1990 or something. I thought it was like released a couple years after I was born. 1983. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I really like it. Hello to Rambar. Big 90-day fan here as well. Yeah, the thing is, mate, I have obviously heard of this show, but I never actually watched the show. But I just clicked on it one night when I was bored. I clicked on HBO. And I'm not watching the regular 90-Day Fiancé. I am watching the show that's called The 90-Day Fiancé and then Before the 90 Days. And I think that some couples carry over. But I guess some couples never made it to like the big show or something. But it's very addictive. It's so bad that you can't stop watching. It is, yeah, it is the worst. It's the worst. Roddy's such a Lord of the Ring fan, he knows who Turin Tarambar is? No. But I do know about You Shall Not Pass. By the way, nobody gave me the emotional heads up that Gandalf would be in trouble. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Gandalf would be in so much trouble early on. Also, I really thought that that whole scene of like the troll or the golem with the ring, where it's like, my precious. I kind of thought that that would be like the ultimate cliffhanger, you know, at the end of like season 3. I thought that was like what the whole show was about. And then 10 minutes into movie 1, he's like, my precious. I was like, wait, that's what it is? Sorry, wrong score. Right score. Game 2, as we have loaded into the map that has won the TLMC voting contest. Apparently of the 20 or so new maps that we've been playing some tournament games on, and we've been enjoying some other custom games and whatnot, this map received the most amount of votes as best new map. So we'll most certainly see it on the ladder eventually. When? I don't know. Blizzard is in charge of that. Bottom left side, he's up 1. It's the 2-time Intel Extreme Masters Katowice champ and the 1-time BlizzCon champ of 2017. It is Rogue. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of our very own, the runner-up of the first edition of the Maestros of the game. Also a 2-time Katowice champ. Also a BlizzCon champ. This is BASILISK Serral. Thank you, Pigeon Puffs, for the 6 months with the Prime. I appreciate it. Happy World Cup Day, guys. I have been so excited for this day for so long. I didn't know that Serral would be playing in advance. That has just made it better. I didn't know there would be some Maestros of the game. I knew we'd have a fun stream. But I feel like I've been on a 100-day countdown to the World Cup. And I'm just so excited for the upcoming period. Damn, too late. What happened in game 1? Rogue forced Serral to make a bunch of links, and he did. Serral then countered, got a kill on the Roachborn, and was overall looking pretty good. Rogue had +1 melee on the way and tacked up quickly. And then Serral's like, you know what, I still have so many links. I only see some Evo Chambers and Queens. I think I can poke one more time. And he kind of gets in there, and right on the moment he gets in, Rogue surrounds him with like 30 Zerglings. Rogue counters, kills the 3rd, kills 3 Queens and a bunch of links, and goes for the Spire and secures the victory. Serral just kind of got caught. Was already, I think, in a fine playable spot, but thought, let's get more. And then got punished for it. It was a bit of a Hotel California. Serral's Zerglings were able to check in, but they were never able to leave. Just want you guys to know that I'm a Mac SC2 player. Nothing wrong with that. That's even possible. Hello, Kansas. Are you being flooded yet, mate, by the Orange Army? How's the Dutch? Are you able to sing along van links naar rechts? I think I read an article that it's like 5,000 to 10,000 people so far that are traveling from the Netherlands to America to support the group stage games, which obviously like is a pretty decent number, but you're not filling the AT&T stadium with 5,000 or 10,000 people. Maybe there are some Dutchies already living in the US. Nice pool, Roddy. I'm wearing my Basilisk jersey to represent. It's a beautiful jersey, right? Wouldn't it be cool if... yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get your hopes up. Alright, Serral has a Baneling Nest, and Rogue has a Baneling Nest. And Rogue has a Roachborn coming online as well. Obviously, Rogue doing the almost capital sin in game 1. A relatively quick tack. It is so difficult at the moment in ZVZ to tack up quickly. Now it is a bit more doable, obviously, on 2 bases than it is on 3. This game, the 4-minute game that we have on Blackrock, I kind of feel like it's going to be a game of chicken. Where it's supposed to be really scary to tack up. Well, so much is not much of a game of chicken. Serral fires up the lair. Rogue fires up the lair. Rogue's actually going to get in there with a couple of Zerglings. So he gets the confirmation rather quickly. It's not nice for Serral. Serral would have obviously loved to hide that a little bit longer. If you guys are excited to see Serral playing, now Hopefully Serral only plays one match today, because that would mean that he wins. If Serral does lose this best of 5, then we'll see Serral in the lower bracket best of 7 as well. So the loser of this match will play one more series today against the loser of the next one, which is Hero versus Shin. If Serral wins, we'll see more of him tomorrow. And the good thing is that on Saturday and Sunday, we'll see a lot of Serral as well, as he is in the 2v2 Uthermal main event group stage 2. It's going to be really fun. I've been loving the 2v2s. Very excited for our weekend. Have some fun, watch some 2v2, have some football on the side. Oh, what a weekend. And then there is F1 as well and UFC. As we have a little distraction maneuver over here at the front, and then a tiny baneling run by attempt over at the third base of Serral. Doesn't quite work. But guys, Rogue is playing the kind of ZVZ that I think is the only way you ever have a shot against Serral. You cannot be too afraid, and you have to be decisive. Serral fires up a Nidus network. Perhaps he's expecting Rogue once more to go for a Spire. What I love here, guys, is that Rogue is pretending that he wants to move out. Now, I can guarantee you guys that this move out is fake as hell. Do you guys know the song of Avril Lavigne? What? Oh, no, not that one. There is a different one. I don't know. Something about fake as hell. Whichever song that is, Vicky would know it. There is a fake as hell song. And this move out was fake as hell. Rogue just wants to make it seem like he's doing the regular stuff. And he hopes he can get away with that quick Spire and fire up 10 freaking Mudas. Serral wasn't really buying it though. Serral's also playing decisive. Bunch of roaches are going to get a very easy cancel. That should be a cancel. It's a kill. Rogue AFK. I don't know how that could happen. That is a bit of a waste on Rogue's side. And while this is happening, guys, there is a Nidus network coming online in the main base of Rogue. So roaches are dancing all over the third, and we've got queens, and we've got drones, and we've got roaches in the main, where Serral's most likely going to build a spore or two. Honestly, I don't think you need more than 2 spores. You can actually probably go double spore and then double spine. I would not hate it. Because, I mean, Rogue is going pure mid. This game is mega over now. I liked how Rogue was playing it, guys, but Serral is not having it. The man is as decisive as always. Didn't overreact, didn't second guess himself. He knew what he wanted. Shows up with a bunch of roaches over at the fourth. Gets a kill, which should have been a cancel. And just says, I know what you like to do, and that is get a Spire. And Spires are really good, of course, in CVC, but it takes a little while before you get max value out of a Spire. When the Spire is just done and you fire up your first 10 Munas, the last thing you ever want to see is the great Jonas Sotala Nidusing you with 30 plus roaches and 4 queens. And just like that, after 7 minutes and 40 seconds, we're all tied up. Hey. That's obviously very nice for Yona. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Maybe it's because I was just outside for a bit, but stupid hay fever. Maybe I should take my tiny pill. There are these very, very tiny white pills that they're actually very effective. When I was young, I was always very stubborn, and I would never take them because it was like I refused to believe that a big man like me with such a big belly, that this really tiny white pill is going to help me. But they're actually amazing. 1-1 goes to JMac. Yeah. The Poland, or as I like to call them, the Polish people. That's awesome, Kansas. You should show me some pictures. And if I were you, I would try to spend some time with the Dutch. I think in general, the Dutch fans that go to the World Cup, they are very, very nice. Nice and chill fans. You don't have to worry about any crazies. Some of the clubs, they have the crazy football fans that, you know, they travel, but not with the idea of supporting the team, but they travel to get in trouble, start riots, whatever. But the national team fans, like in 99% of the cases, are very wholesome. Taratat. Ja, it's a Stefano is OG. Once upon a time, the foreigner goat. I think we can safely say that. After the first few years of Starcraft, I think a lot of people looked at Stefano, my friend Zerk, as the foreigner goat. And I think some people even wonder, like, will anyone ever do better? And I actually believe that Neep at one point truly triumphed him. And I think Neep overtook that foreigner goat title from Stefano. And I was like, man, Neep is just so impressive. I don't know if we'll ever see a non-Korean be this impressive. And then this guy showed up. And he's like, you know what? That was really good by you, Neep. That was really, really, really good. But hold my sauna or warm up my sauna. Let me show you guys what I got. Where is Neep? Well, Neep is apparently attending an offline event in China in like 2 weeks. It's an event that I know very little about. Man, I am suffering. I'm really going to have to take that little hay fever pill. But yeah, there is a Doju Invitational happening over in China with a bunch of like awesome names from the past. And some are still a bit relevant, but think Su, think TY, think Stats apparently, Neep. A couple of the Chinese guys like Coffee I think is playing, Scarlet and Kalazur should be there. I know so little about this event, but apparently it's happening offline at the end of June. No, they did not invite me, which is okay, but I'm just surprised that I know so little about it. I haven't even really heard any whispers either. Innovation is going to be playing, he's going to be good, I'll guarantee you guys that. But we'll talk more about it later. Other than that, as far as I know, Neep just went to university for a while. Maybe he graduated at this point and maybe he's just a hard-working man somewhere in the US of A. Top right side, guys. Game 3 on this 11th of June, the opening day of the World Cup. It's our Finnish phenom, BASILISK Serral. Bottom left side of Sanctuary the Third, we are looking at the main base of our Korean Zerg. Playing a strong series so far. Even if last game didn't go his way, I did kind of like the way he played. Up to the point where he didn't cancel his hatchery, but I don't know if that would have made that much of a difference. Maybe he was already in trouble, because his opponent, I feel like, had spidey senses. Clearly knew what was happening, but so far so good for this man. Also a 2-time Katowice and a 1-time BlizzCon champ, Rogue. And a couple GSL Codasses on top of that. So the fools, Lino, are we gaming or are we gaming? We have just started our gaming adventure on this very magical day. Can you believe it, Lino? It is finally here. It's like a washed players invitational. Yeah, but not everyone is washed though. But it's also, it's actually like the tournament is going to be really fun because some of them are still going to play at a high level. And then I think a few guys of the past just have that talent that even if they haven't played in a while, they're going to be good rather quickly. Yeah, it seems very fun. I hope that everyone actually makes it, and I hope it's a great event. Serral's got a Zergling speed on the way. Meanwhile, Rogue is mining gas, but has not started Zergling speed, so he's probably going to go for a bit of a Evolution Chamber Roach War in Wall Off. Be fantastic, obviously, if Serral can sniff that out early. Speaking of sniffing, you know, hay fever season and whatnot. No, we didn't do anything for the World Cup. I mean, I am playing in one friendly pool. This is... Oh, look at Rogue, by the way. As soon as this Zergling gets in... As soon as the link gets in, he does start Zergling speed, where he's like, ah, you know, like nothing to see here. But Serral knows Zerg builders very well. Serral obviously only has 2 drones on gas, and he may have seen that Rogue had 3, and you can obviously click on the extractor of your opponent as well. I think Serral was able to kind of figure this one out quickly. That it's unlikely Rogue actually was going for Zergling speed, but we never know. Yeah, no, Serral is a nerd in the best possible way, that the moment he gets into the main base and he sees, hey, we're supposed to have 2 drones on gas, you have 3, and then you click on the gas and you're like, you've mined like 80 to 100 gas more than me. That matters. On this level, it matters. Because Serral obviously knows that what he's scouting against Rogue will always make sense, since Rogue is really freaking good. So, I think he knows. And when Innovation played a show match earlier this year at the Thunderfire All-Star Invitational, the tournament where Reynor made it to the final, and Serral obviously was there as well. A few legends of the past were also invited to play show matches, and Innovation was one of those players. I think he played against Oliveira, TVT, if that's correct. He either played against Oli or someone else. But apparently on stage, Innovation did the celebration that his brother is very known for. I don't follow League, so I don't really know, but apparently his brother is a world champ on SKT1 and has a trademark celebration, and Innovation copied it, and everyone was loving it. They're like, oh, that's so cool, he's doing the thing from his brother. Yeah, it is very cool. If those were my kids, I'd be so proud. I'd be like, wow, look at this. One of the absolute best SC2 Terrans of all time. And a world champion league, multiple world champ. 44 drones on the side of Rogue, 53 on the side of Serral. Rogue has double evolution chamber, as kind of predicted in the beginning of the game. +1 missile attacks and carapace on the way. He's going to have very quick roach speed too. This is not going to be easy for Serral. Serral playing single Evo, Rogue playing double Evo. Yeah, I don't know the nickname of his brother, but I know his brother is on SKT1, and Reynor is like, yeah, I know, his brother is like insane. It's not Faker, I know it's not Faker, but basically Faker's teammate. So yeah, Innovation is special, but apparently his brother is just as special. Thank you to the SC Historian for the 33 months. We have to. Even if Max is technically number 3 now, he will always be number 33 in my heart. Several scouts with an overseer in the main base wondering what is Rogue up to. Is Rogue playing the weirdest Spire build ever? Is he still gearing up for some sort of an attack? Take a look at the graph. Sarah has obviously been mining a bit more than Rogue in the last, give or take, 90 seconds. But Rogue has double Evo chamber. And upgrades in ZVZ most certainly matter. Yeah, I think so too, Blitzberg. I've seen quite a few of our GSL legends in the past when they are warming up at tournaments, whether it's the Home Story Cup or different tournaments, even bigger tournaments, that they're playing some other games on the side, and quite often they were playing some League. So, he's obviously like not going to be like as good as his brother, but quite certain that Innovation, I don't know, can hang with most League players out there, if not like 99% of the planet. 39 roaches and 2 ravages on the side of Serral, 25 roaches and 2 ravages on the side of Rogue. Rogue was outmined for a little bit and has obviously been heavily investing in these upgrades. He's using Contaminate, by the way, to slow Serral's attack down a tiny bit. That's very cute. I love that by Rogue, who's already 2 upgrades ahead. Guys, can Serral do this? Yes, he's got a few more units, but it's going to be Defender's advantage for Rogue and the 2 upgrade lead as well. And we are not even super far away from Rogue potentially having a 3 upgrade lead. Like, if Rogue holds this, even if he like holds this with a few less units than Serral, he's going to be in a really good spot. But Serral seems to be convinced that what he sees looks good and he likes what he sees. It's tough though, because obviously right now it's still a 1 upgrade deficit. As soon as it's a 2 upgrade deficit again, I'm starting to feel that this is going to be a hold for Rogue. Yeah, it's a hold that comes at the cost of 6 drones, but that's okay. If you're Rogue, that's completely okay, because we can see above our camera, 10 seconds away from +2 missile attacks. This is going to be really difficult for Serral, man. And Serral is actually not home yet with all of these units. That's a slow zone. And Serral did not want to go through the slow zone. Sanctuary the Third, one of the newer maps that has recently been featured in the TLMC as well. I actually think Serral's in trouble. And I know, look at these supply. That's what Todd is telling us. I'm listening, Todd. I'm listening to the supply, but upgrades. Upgrades matter. Supply wins fights, but upgrades win games. To put a nice little Starcraft 2 spin on a different quote. Even though Serral's not going to be the one with a defender's advantage, and that's obviously quite nice because he's got a superior concave and he's got a couple of queens helping out, so that is good. Serral does need to be careful that he doesn't chase out too far, but that was really good defense actually by Serral. The Mamacitas helping out and a beautiful concave making the difference, even though Serral was 2 upgrades behind. I don't think Serral should attack now, by the way. He should wait until at least his own +2 missile attacks is done. That was a beautiful hold. Well, supply does win the fight. Well, would Serral need upgrades? Everyone needs upgrades, mate. Everyone needs upgrades. Serral has an 8 worker lead. Maybe Rogue got a tiny bit ahead of himself, clicking on those roaches of Serral and be like, whoa, this is my moment. And a bunch of queens with energy obviously are very strong defensively. And defender's advantage is really important in ZVZ. Loco played in one of them, Velko. I think that I know that some of them were asked. I'm not going to mention any names, but not everyone had the time. It's a pretty large commitment, you know. It's like 1 month of practice, having to stream all of that, and then having to play in a tournament where it's decent prize pool, but it's not like everyone is going to win, so it's not an easy task. It's not like, hey, are you available on Saturday to play a couple game piece? It's a pretty crazy time commitment that was asked. One thing it definitely does have, though, is a lot of exposure. We can say that much. Exactly. Serral has a bunch of units working on this hatchery, and of course Serral wouldn't be Serral if he's not setting up 2, if not 3 other attacks. A couple of roaches with Burrow behind the mineral line at that 9 o'clock base. And we are sneaking a few roaches into the main as well, but uncharacteristically, they're actually just kind of chilling on top of the ramp. So Serral making his first, like, obvious error perhaps of the series. Because in game 1 we couldn't really blame him for that, but this one is tiny. The Rogue is just trying to buy some time to get that Spire online and get some value out of these Mutas. I'm afraid for Rogue that he's going to take a serious beating by the time that these Mutas are out. I mean, Serral sizes up this army and says, you know what, I like what I see. I believe in the power of my roaches. Even if I don't have Carapace, a few meters are not going to make the difference here. And just like that, our Finnish Phenom has turned things around in the upper bracket quarterfinals playoffs of the Maestros of the game. 7 players remain, and 4 out of these 7 will make it to Paris at the end of this month. 27th of June, by the way, if you guys want to circle a date in your agenda to watch a bunch of exciting offline Starcraft. Last year was epic. Very, very passionate crowd. This time it's at a different venue. I don't know what that is. I think that I don't know, Rogue just got a bit excited, right, when he attacked on the other side of the map. Because he was down in supply. I totally understand believing in the power of the upgrades. But it's not just the units that you're running into there. It's like the queens that are suddenly fighting along. It's the fact that we're fighting next to a hatchery with immediate reinforcements. So, if Rogue would have maybe, let's say, waited 10 seconds to get a few more units out and then take a better fight, like make sure that we don't step into the concave of superior numbers, I think then there is a good chance that maybe Rogue would have done a bit better. I did hear that, Shama. I'm not like a very big basketball fan, but obviously I did hear that. I saw it and I heard it. I watched the highlights as well because I was like, okay, it seems like something magical happened. So I took a look at the highlights and cannot believe this. Basically the last play of the game for the Spurs when they were still up. I feel like if that guy just runs to the corner of the court and he's just like, hurry there, final 10 seconds, then the other guy needs to follow him, right? Then maybe you make one, maybe you make both, but whatever, you can drain the clock. Instead he goes for like a very difficult layup and he gets blocked. Now, I never really understand NBA refereeing, because to me it kind of looked like that guy slapped his arm more than that he slapped the ball. So, isn't that a foul? But, whatever. But I think it was just stupid. Like, at that point you have to waste time. You're up 1 point and there's 10 seconds to go. Like, you just have to play for the win there. You're not playing for some difficult layup. Anyway, crazy night of basketball. At this point, it seems very likely that it's going to go towards the Knicks. Bottom left side, this man was up 1-0, now finds himself down 1-2 in the opening series of our second day of playoffs of the Maestros of the game. It's our Korean Zerg, Rogue. It's like soccer if you hit the ball first. Okay. Yeah, no, as I said, I really don't know much about the rules, so that makes, if you explain it like that, that makes sense to me. Even though sometimes I disagree with the way that soccer is officiated as well. It is what it is, right? I think overall just a stupid play. Just run into the corner of the court and waste time. I would say run into the corner and right when they come close, you just toss that ball as high up in the air as possible. You know, that should drain another 2 seconds from the clock. And then it's over. Top right side of tournament line, we are looking at the main base of our Finnish Phenom, representing Basilisk, one map away from the upper bracket semi-final. It is Serral. But did Serral ever tell you why he isn't participating at RSL Revival? Yes, of course. But that's not something that I am going to... that's not something I'm going to discuss here. But yes, of course. You can maybe ask Serral himself. Serral's been streaming quite a bit lately. So you can obviously give it a shot. There's a very good chance that Serral will be streaming his 2v2 games of the Thermal Cup this weekend. So on Saturday and Sunday it starts at 5 PM CEST. Serral should be streaming all of it. And then you can maybe ask him. But of course I know. Yeah, no, yeah, I was joking, but I was also somewhat serious, Supreme Wizardy. All good, marvelous times, but no. Not something that I can really share or discuss here. Why is the team called Basilisk? For now, that shall be a mystery. I believe on our website, basilisk.gg, there is a line somewhere that says that for now, we'll keep that a mystery. You know, why is Team Liquid called Liquid? Why is EG called EG? No, Serral has been done with the military for a long time. Serral was already done with the military, I think, right before the Esports World Cup of 2024. Obviously, the build-up to it, he was still fulfilling his service back then, but that has not been relevant for definitely a year plus. Thank you. It's a riot for the 10 months with Prime. Alrighty, game 4. What do we got over here? I obviously enjoy talking to you guys, but have to pay attention to the games a little bit as well. But on Twitch, we of course try to do both. Try to pay attention to the games, try to pay attention to the strategies, and make sure that we can answer some questions. Triple hatch on the side of Serral, as Rogue has triple hatch as well, but one hatchery is part of the wall off. Whenever I see this, I always think back of Cats, our Peruvian American Zerg. I feel like Cats very early on was experimenting with this stuff. And our man Vibe, one of the best Machiavellian players on the planet right now. Vibe was doing this kind of stuff very often early on. And Cats as well. Something in the water over there in NA. Early Nidus. Nidus coming online. 5 minutes into Tourmaline. Yeah. I mean, I just haven't casted a whole lot of games of you, Jason. I have casted the other guys, I just haven't casted a lot of games of you, but I believe you. It's gotta sign up for some of those weeklies, mate. You do it in a Monday night weekly, and from here on out, I will be like, you know what? Rogue may very well be inspired by Jason1 in the chat. Serral sneaks a couple of links into the natural, and he's going to get the heads up that this is happening. He's going to see it. It is already happening, though. Taking a look at the roach count, it's going to be 19 against 10. That's a nice round, by the way, for Rogue. It's our first series of the day, potentially going to game 5. Rogue is Omega Giga committed, make no mistake. He's down 16 workers, so he needs magic here. Maybe killing the roach one would not be a bad play. But he doesn't want to waste the time. Here come the Zerglings. Here are the roaches. Serral does look like he's got a lot already. And if the fight is just even the slightest bit of close, that's good news for Serral. Because every second that goes by right now should be a good one for Serral, and I do think the fight is close. Rogue is kind of winning at the top, but Serral's kind of winning on the right. And a little bit of winning is perhaps all that Serral needs, because he has a big economic lead. He's got defender's advantage. Of course, Rogue does have quick reinforcements with the Nidus, but it's still going to be a little bit awkward. Serral even morphs one of his low HP roaches into a Ravager. And it seems like the Helmet Zerg, as Lambo likes to call him, is going to survive this. It's close, it's tight, it's competitive, but roach speed is done. And this, kit, is why you always wear your helmet. When you go out on your bicycle, or on your scooter, your moped, your Vespa, wear a bicycle. Or in case you play ZVZ against aggressive Zerg, play ZVZ with a helmet on, become the Helmet Zerg, and advance into the upper bracket semi-finals. Your fat bike? I hope not. I hope there is basically no part of my audience that has a fat bike. God, I am not a fan of those things, but GG. GG, guys. Serral down 0-1, turns things around, wins 3 straight, and that is it for him today. Serral will advance into the next round of the players of the Maestros of the game. Rogue will play again, as Rogue will now play a best of 7 against the loser of our next match. Our next match is going to be Hero versus Shin.